I'm unsure of what to say. All I can say is that I'm scared. Very scared. My hand shakes violently as I hastily scribble down a few words onto the coarse wooden tablet. This is my only hope. In the month of Tammuz, day 25 of the year 569, I, Abgar, son of Ashibame, navigator, have come here to the country of Niceis. Bless the God who brought us here, and you, the man who reads this tablet. Bless me as well, and leave the tablet in the place where you find it. That is what it reads. That's all I'm able to write. I'm so tired. I'm so weary. I set the tablet against a mound, careful that I will not fall down, and go on my way through the pitch blackness of this grand cave. I have been trapped here for days. It started when I left Palmyra, the great oasis city in the Levantine desert. I was to travel to the city of Aksum in Ethiopia to deliver silk textiles. Then I was to sail the vast sea to lands of Persia and sell similar textiles in the sea of Iskashar, Ecbatana, and Setespion, the Persian capital on the Tigris. From there I was supposed to return to my homeland by caravan and receive payment. However, once I left Aksum, the storm god, Bahal-Shaman, brought a great monsoon and wind upon my vessel, and ran us aground near the island of Niceis. It was almost uninhabited, but my friends, Alakud and Zabdibel, had decided to seek out locals for shelter. I was to explore the nearby coast to find food. I was not 10 cubits inside when I tumbled down a shaft into the deep bowels of this cave. I was unable to climb back up, so I was forced to go further into the tunnels. There were no signs of humanity save for inscriptions of a foreign tongue that I could not read. My hopes of returning to the surface quickly vanished into the moist air around me. I tearfully accepted this futility, crawled into a corner, and let sleep embrace me. I awoke at some odd hour of the night. The cave was eerily silent, but there was a pungent odor emanating from the depths of the tunnel. It smelled as if someone had boiled a rotten carcass in blood. I rubbed my eyes and stood up. Then the sound started. A clicking sound, like someone picking at their nails. I progressed into the darkness. I held my hands in front of me, the darkness concealing whatever lay ahead of me. The sound was louder now, but it seemed to be coming from 2 different directions. That's when I reached a fork in the tunnel. The smell had gone away, but the sound had not. In fact, there were 2 of them now. The same sound emanated from each side of the fork. I ventured onto the one on my right. As I walked, the tunnel seemed to shrink ever so slightly with each step I took. All the while, the sound was getting louder and louder, until I reached a dead end. The sound was clear as day. It was coming from all around. Then, it abruptly stopped. The smell returned. It was so almost overbearing I almost fainted. Slowly, I turned around. Immediately, my heart stopped. This thing stood before me. I can't explain what it was. It was hunched down, twisted human-like thing. It had gray skin and piercing yellow eyes. Its hands and feet were contorted and bore sharp white claws. They were curved like scythes. There were no eyes. Its mouth grinned wider than possible, and its grimace revealed scores of small, sharp teeth in rows. The thing opened its mouth even wider, let out an ear-splitting shriek, leaping toward me like a lion. I woke with sweat. Nothing. There were no sounds, nor any ripe-smelling air. Once again, I stood up and looked around. The cave was still dark, but the air had become thicker, like the mist hanging over the Ifqua spring on a hot summer day. I took one step and almost collapsed. The floor of the cave had become soft. It was like mud, but more dense. It still felt like rock when I touched it with my hands, and yet it squelched underfoot. The walls of the cave shuddered. Was I dreaming? It simply couldn't be. The walls were pulsating like veins. I kept walking. The clicking started again. The smell returned as well. I was mortified, too scared to even move on for fear of death. I pulled a tablet from beneath my robe and wrote that note to whoever or whatever will find me. It's too much. I leave the tablet behind that mound, and as soon as I do, the floors of the cave became softer. My feet sink into it and leave deep impressions. The clicking sound stops. Light comes from the side of the cave. I move towards it, and suddenly the floor gives way again, and I find myself falling for a second time. I hit the ground hard, and the tunnel starts spinning. I'm so dazed. I only have the energy to stare upwards towards the ceiling. A face appears. The thing is back. It's reaching for me. I start to drift off, and it smiles. The world becomes black. My eyelids close, and 1,000 tiny pins push into my skin.